All right, so ladies and gentlemen, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to put the arms. Now for the arms, we're going to build it right onto the torso. So you need to have your torso out and kind of in the right spot. The first thing you're going to do is once again cut a piece of wire that is about arm's length so you have enough to work with. Then you are going to we're going to start down here, and kind of what we're going to do is we're going to go up, back, across, up, back, and down. So what you're going to do is you're going to attach, not up here, but down a little bit, where your arm would kind of come out at that angle. It's going to help you get the angle of your arm right. Now you're going to twist the end together to your torso. This is going to make it nice and solid so that your arm stays on. You want to make sure to get the tip in so that you don't scratch yourself. So see how my tip's nice and rounded in. Then I'm going to follow the shape of my arm. Go all the way to the end of my hand. Twist it around. Now on my way back, I'm going to twist at each of the joints. So I'm twisting, well actually, hold on. Let's go all the way back first. So, there we go. So we got the hand, we got the arm, we got the other arm. So now what we're going to do, here's where we're going to twist. So you're going to watch, you're going to do a solid twist at the wrist. Then you're going to hold, and where's my elbow? Let's do a whole 360 twist at the wrist. Then we're going to do the same thing. It might be easier to do this with, let's see, will that work? No. Yeah, I'm trying to, I think with my angle, the twist at the elbow isn't going to work. So I twisted the wrist. Let's try this. And then I went back to twist around the elbow. So what you want is this kind of shape so that it goes in a little bit at your wrist and your elbow, which will make it easier for the next step. So I've got this. So it kind of looks like that. Oh, I think I'm going to do another twist around there because it's a little too loose. There we go. So a twist, and then it goes down to my shoulder. Let's see, can you see better like that? So it goes down to my shoulder. Now from my shoulder, I'm going to take this and twist it along my shoulders, which is going to strengthen my shoulders as well as make sure the arm stays in the right spot. So kind of, you're going to kind of act like you're sewing. You're going to put it through and tighten it up. Make sure that you don't move that center. See how mine was kind of tilting, and I don't want it to tilt, so I'm going to bring it back in. This is going to help make that a little bit more solid. So I'm going to twist it right along until I get to the shoulder again. Now I somehow got this little twist in here, so I'm going to take my tools and untwist that and straighten it up. So see, you want your wire to be pretty straight. So then I've got my arm here. I can go up all the way to the tip of my fingers. Bend back, and then do the same thing again. Twist around, like this one. Now Now one thing you need to do is kind of look, see how this one's somehow shorter than the other one? So I somehow made this one, when I went to twist it, I made it a little too small. So still, take the same thing you were doing before. Make sure that your body parts stay the same thickness. Bring this back around so it's on the outside edge. Twisted and see, I'm also sticking my fingers in so that when I go to twist around to that elbow, it doesn't collapse the arm. So I'm leaving my finger in so that it keeps that thickness. Twist it around. And then I can go in and make it a little less wide. And then it goes back down to my torso and connects in the same, like right across from the other one. Now, since I'm to the end of this and I've got a little bit of extra, I can cut that little bit off. But I want to make sure you leave yourself enough of a tail to connect down into the body. And roll it in so that the end is not pointy. So now I can go in and start bending this to be the same pose. So I know I want my hands kind of facing each other, and then I know where I can bend because I've got those twists are where my arm can bend. So I want to keep the other parts of my arm pretty straight. Now that you have put that twist around the shoulders, this is where you can also start putting the head back in. You can kind of use that. Remember that your head sits pretty much right above your shoulders, so you might want to leave a little bit of that tail that you left to help you make your neck. Now that one makes my head a little wobbly. My head's a little wobbly, so I twisted that into the shoulders. This out of the way. So I twisted that into the shoulders, but my head's still a little wobbly. So that's why we keep the scrap pieces of wire, because now I can cut this scrap I can cut another piece off this scrap and use it to make that head a little bit more secure, which will also strengthen the shoulders. So you can twist that in. You can twist that in. If at any point your fingers start hurting because the ends are sharp, you can use the tools. So by the time you are done your arms, you should also have your head. So I have arms, and now I still got to fix this side over here a little bit so that stays straight. In order to make the wire straight, sometimes you can pull to straighten it out. And then I put my hands together because that's what my pose is. And I have person. So go put your arms on, measure out your arms, and add your head.